Hello everyone to Prep Pro Papers. Now we'll be starting with part 2 of this series of JGEEBILS 2024 physics question paper. So let's start. The first question says the total resistance of electric circuit depicted below is. So we say here these two resistors are in parallel with is then in series with this resistor. Let's find out this. The formula is 1 upon R is equal to 1 upon R1 plus 1 upon R2. R will be 1 upon 4 plus 1 upon 4. So R will be here at 4 by 2 plus 2. Then the R equivalent will be for the series combination R1, R3 let's say with R which we got, that will be A2 plus 2 10. So option number C. Now the next question says when a monochromatic light passes from air into the water, its statement is true. So we need to know that the speed of the light decreases when it goes into the denser medium. Here, water is denser than air, and the frequency is the intrinsic property of the light, which remains the same whether even the medium changes. But as the speed of the light is being decreased in the water, the frequency remaining the same, the wavelength will automatically decrease. So, option number B. Moving to the next question. A giant refractive telescope has an objective lens with focal length of f 15 meter. If an eyepiece of focal length of 1 centimeter is used, what is the angular magnification of the telescope? So, given here is your FO, which is 15 meter. Focus length of eyepiece is 1 centimeter. We know magnification is equal to focal length of objective divided by focal length of eyepiece. So it will come to 50 meter upon 1 centimeter, converting the meter to the centimeter. So 1500 centimeter, 1 centimeter, that is 1500. Option number C. Next option says nearsightedness myopia is caused by the length of the eyeball becoming too long. Therefore, it can be corrected by. Hello, sorry for the disturbance. We are moving to question number 4. Nearsightedness myopia is caused by the length of the eyeball becoming too long. Therefore, it can be corrected by. So again, it is a factual based question about the various diseases of the eye, and for the myopia we use concave lens. Now moving to question number 5. If a simple pendulum with mass m, length L, has a time period t on Earth, its time period when moved to a planet with 1/4 and acceleration due to gravity will be. So we know the formula for the time period of the pendulum. T is equal to 2 pi under root L by G, where L is the length of the pendulum and G is the acceleration due to the gravity. So in this case, it will become G 2 pi. We see that the time period because of the acceleration due to gravity becoming 1/4 will convert into L upon G by 4. That will be 2 pi 4L by G. This root 4 will become 2 which will become as 2 into 2 by L upon G. This term we know is T. That will become 2T. Option number A. Coming to the next question. This is again a tricky question based upon how well you go. So I'm giving you the formula in case any other type of question comes like this. The center of the mass of any object between where the mass is distributed into two densities, that is mass 1 and mass 2, can be considered as phi is equal to m1 into y1, the center of mass of the first object, m2 into y2, center of mass of the second object, divided by m1 plus m2. Now we see that the height of the cylinder here mentioned is 10 centimeter. I'm reading out the question for you. Consider filling of water up to a height of 8 centimeter in a cylindrical bottle which has height 10 centimeter, radius 3 centimeter and mass 20 gram and is sitting on a flat ground. At what approximately what height? H will be the center of the mass of the bottle plus water be closest to ground. Consider that this is a cylinder where there up to an height h the water has been filled up. So if the cylinder was empty, where we would have the center of the mass being lying? That will come to here 10 by this is 10, so this part will become 10 by 2, that is 5 centimeter. So if we are putting up a denser object, the center of the mass will move more towards the ground. That is, the height should be less than, the height should be less than the 5 centimeter. Only one option is there because it cannot be at the 0 because the objects we are considering, the cylinder and the water, are having some mass. So it will be greater than the point 0, that is 2 centimeter only. Coming to the next question. If 100 base pair DNA molecule is stretched upon one base pair, what is the stress and the strain acting on the molecule given the Young's modulus of elasticity of DNA is 1 gigapascal. So coming for this question, we can say that we know the strain is said as is equal to del L upon the initial value of L naught. So strain here will become 1 base pair upon 100 base pair. This is the increase in the length, that is del L. This is L naught, which will come to 0.01. When we convert this into percentage, it will come to 1%. Now for the stress, you know the stress formula, that is Young's modulus into the strain, as the Young's modulus is equal to the stress upon strain. So from here we derive this equation. Now solving for the stress, it will become, there's Young's modulus is 1 gigapascal. Giga means 10 to the power 9. 1 into 10 to the power 9 pascal into what we got strain as 0.01. It will come to 1 into 10 to the power 7 pascal. Looking upon the option is option number B. Let's move to the next question. This is again a factual question. We know the Kirchhoff's law, where summation of current is equal to 0, and the second law, summation of I into R is equal to summation of E, where the symbols have their usual meanings, are based on which of the laws respectively. We know the first law is based upon the conservation of charge and the second is based upon the conservation of energy. So we got the option A. Moving to the next question, question number 9. Two wires are made of the same material and have the same volume. However, wire 1 has a cross-section area of A and wire 2 has a cross-section area of 3A. If the length of the wire 1 is increases by delta x on the applying the force F, how much force is needed to stretch wire 2 by the same amount? Again, using the same formula of the Young's modulus, we know that Young's modulus is equal to stress upon the strain. And the stress is again F upon A, and the strain is mentioned above, del L upon L naught. This can be written as F upon A multiply L naught upon del L. Now we see what is this can be written as the initial one. Now for the in the second case, this will become the Young's modulus for the two objects will always be remain same. So we can say that for case 1 and case 2, we equate for the Young's modulus. It can be written as F upon A into L naught upon del L be equal to F dash, say for the new force which we need to find out, upon the area of the cross section is becoming 3A. 3A into L naught upon L delta L. This can be cut from this can be cut from this, and we see that for this one there is 3L naught because the length is now being increased. So it will now become F dash will now become 3 into this 3 into this 3, 9 F. Moving to the next question. The next question says, if a charged particle with charge Q coulombs and mass m moves and with speed v perpendicular to the magnetic field of radius b kg per second square per a ampere, then mv upon qb is proportional to. We know the formula, but before beginning to the formula, we know when a charged particle moves perpendicular to the magnetic field, it experiences a magnetic force that causes it to move in a circular path. The centrifugal force required to keep the particle in this circular motion is provided by that magnetic force, and it can be represented by in an equation form by Q Vb is equal to mv square upon r. From this equation, when we substitute for the r, we get mv square. This qvb will come at the bottom. Qvb, one we gets cancelled, it will come to mv upon qb. So the radius is directly proportional to mv upon qb. So option number A. Into the next part is, consider a system of 2 point particles with particles having distance mass m1, m2. If the first particle is pushed towards the center of mass through a distance d, by what distance should be the second particle move so as to keep the center of the mass as the same? I told you above that for the center of the mass, the formula we have is y is equal to m1 y1 plus m2 y2 upon m1 plus m2. Now this is for the first case. Now in the second case, when it is moved through a distance d, this can be written as nu cent will become Give see that center of the mass position is same. So center of the mass, let it be again y, will become y1 minus d m1 plus y2 minus, say, the unknown distance. Let's say it be x. So x m2 upon m1 plus m2. We need to equate this to equal because y is equal in the both sides. This will become m1 y1 plus m2 y2 upon m1 plus m2 equal to y1 minus d m1 plus y2 minus x m2 upon m1 plus m2. We'll solve this. It will become y1 m1 plus y2 m2 to be equal to m1 y1 minus dm1 plus y2 m2 minus m2x. This can be cut, so it will become, this can be cut by this can be cut by this. It will turn to dm1 is equal to minus x m2. So x will become d m1 upon m2. We are ignoring that minus sign because we know one will be, if one comes towards, then other goes away. So this is with the sign with respect to the center of the mass. So go into the modulus value of this. This will come to option number A. Move on to the next question. Which of the following statement is correct about the energy required for spectroscopic transition? Again, this is again a factual question. We know for a spectroscopic transition, electron transition is greater than the vibration transition, which is greater than the rotation transition, and which is greater than the nuclear spin transition. Which option matches this? Option number D. Coming to the next question, it is again a calculative question. Consider a spherical bacterial cell which has a diameter 2 micrometer. The density of the cell is 1 gram per ml. The dry weight of the cell is roughly 30% of its total, and half of that mass is protein. Calculate the protein mass in the cell. Okay, so we are considering the cell to be spherical. We know the volume of the sphere as 4 by 3 pi r cube. Let's convert this. If the diameter is 2 micrometer, the radius will become 1 micrometer. So we'll get V is equal to 4 by 3 pi micrometer cube. You know, for 1 meter cube, it is 1000 liters. So we'll solve for the volume using this, and the conversion. The volume will again become 4 by 3 pi into 10 to the power minus 50 into the liter. When we solve this term, this will convert into 4.19 into 10 to the power minus 15 liter, which will become 1.49 into 10 to the power minus 50 multiplied by 1000, that is 0.19 into 10 to the power minus 12 milliliter. Now we know mass is equal to density into volume. The density given is 1 gram per ml. That's why we converted this into ml. It will become 1 into 4.19 into 10 to the power minus 12. Why we are using minus 12? Now this will become, we know this will become 4.19 into 10 to the power minus 12. Sorry for the lag in between. That now we have to find out the dry weight, which is 30%. 30% can be written as 0.3 of the total. The dry weight will become as 0.3 for the half of the mass of the protein into half of the mass, so that is 4.19 into 10 to the power minus 12. Here 10 to the power minus 12 is in pico, so it will become approximately to 6.2 picogram. That's option number B. Moving to the next question. This is one lengthier question. We say a car starting from rest accelerates at the rate r through a distance s, then continues at a constant speed for time t, and they accelerate at rate r by 2 to come to rest. If the total distance traveled by this car is 15s, then we have to find the value of the s given. Just try to make a graph like thing. So the first says that a car descending from the rest and accelerates at the rate r to the distance s. We plot a graph of v upon s. So let's say I'm using a black pen that is goes till here. Till here the distance is s, and with the acceleration r it goes there. Then continues at a constant speed for time t. Say it continues with the constant speed for the time t at the zero acceleration. So maybe have covered some distance again, and then it deaccelerates till it comes to rest with minus r by 2 acceleration, and the total distance traveled by it is 15s. We know the equations, the three equations, that is v is equal to u plus at, v square is equal to u square plus 2as, and s is equal to ut plus half at square. Now for the first scenario, this is the first scenario, this is the second scenario, and the third scenario. For the first scenario, it is v square is equal to u is 0 here, so we'll replace that term. I'm using the second equation, first equation, second equation, and third equation. I'm using the second equation here right now. V is equal to 2 rs. So v from here is equal to under root 2 rs, and s will become v square upon 2r. For this part, we'll say it to be s dash. Okay, no, let it be, because it's already mentioned the question to be s. So let it be s. So now for the second part will have, now let this distance be s dash. The second equation, now again we can use the second equation from here for the second part, and the s dash will become 2r into s and t. It will come into the root. Now for the third part, as it's deaccelerating, so we'll can say 0, because the final velocity is 0. The initial velocity will become 2rs, minus, we are using the second equation again here also, 2r by 2, the acceleration into s. From this, 2rs is equal to r upon s dash, and s dash, let's say it's to be s double dash for this distance. S double dash will be equal to 2 into s. I am equating all this, all the three for the total. Let's say this to be our fourth scenario, that s plus 2r s by t plus 2s is equal to 15s, as it's given in this, the is equal to 15s, will become 3s under root 2rs t is equal to 15s. Root 2rs will become 12s by t. 2rs is equal to 12s by t ka whole square. 2rs is equal to 144 s square upon t square. 1s cancel the square. This will become 2. From 2 it will become 72. So s will become r t square upon 72. Option number A. Now we'll cover the chemistry part in part 3 of the video. Please subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so that you will get the notification of many upcoming papers. Thank you.